Welcome to Solo Shot First, and today's video we are going to be having a look at the Star Wars Expanded Universe Republic Trooper from the Old Republic. Now, this figure, just to sort of give you a little bit of info on this, I mean, I actually never owned this figure, and it was very, very hard to get hold of on the secondary market. I mean, even probably, I'm thinking maybe 2-3 years ago, these were probably going for about well over £100, I believe. Again, if anybody has any comments on that, please leave them, in the comment section below. Maybe they were going for more. I'm sure I'd seen these go for really, really silly money. And here in the UK, we did, well, I should say, the Entertainer did have some of the Black series of this figure, but in very, very limited numbers and only in certain Entertainers. I mean, I trawled plenty of Entertainers and was unlucky not to get any of these. But anyway, here this really bad boy is really. This is fantastic. I mean, I actually got this off of Hasbro Pulse. One of the beautiful things about this is it comes with the unpunched card, which obviously we haven't been getting in this modern collection. So very, very welcome that. The card back itself is stunning art. As I said, I unfortunately can't really give you any comparisons with the original release because I just do not have that figure. So I was over the moon when Hasbro sort of announced that they were re-releasing this. And I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, I think it was actually from like a fans vote that they did from the vault. When there were a number of quite unique figures that they actually put up there for people to vote for. And actually, although I'm really chuffed to get this figure, this wasn't the one that I originally voted for. It was the Weequay that I voted for. So again, if anybody be interesting to see anybody watching the video, what sort of if they've sort of voted at all and what they voted for really. But at the end of the day, this was well overdue. I don't get me wrong. I'm really chuffed that they've actually done this. Well overdue that they've actually reproduced this. And as I said, the major bonus here is the fact that not only has this come on the thicker card stock, but this is a completely unpunched card. So yeah, it's very, very impressive card back. Nice card art. The green, obviously, name pill and the green behind the figure works really, really nicely. You've got the Kenner logo, obviously, in the bottom right, sort of right-hand corner, and the 4+ age in the top left. So really, really nice card back. And just looking even through the bubble, the figure looks very, very impressive. So let's have a look at the back of the card. Okay, so this is, I mean, it is a repack, obviously, or a reissue. Said from that fans from the vault vote, and this is VC113. What it does show you again in the sort of top half of the packaging is other figures that were, I wouldn't say in this line, because I think again, even with this Republic Trooper, I do believe that it was quite limited availability. I don't think it's necessarily one that you're just going to sort of find peg warming anywhere, but it does obviously give you some. There are some nice figures in there. You've got Bo-Katan, Ahsoka Tano from Corvus, Yoda, the Republic Trooper himself, Quill, Fennec Shand, the Death Watch Mandalorian, and the Clone Trooper. And then on the bottom of the card, you've got the legal information. So, but doesn't that look great having an unpunched card and also on the thick card stock? So let's just go back to the front again very quickly. Yeah, I mean, it is a stunning looking card. And again, this would be absolutely, again, if you do like your sort of clone troopers or anything sort of army building related, this is a gorgeous looking figure. And in some ways, I suppose it's a little bit of a shame that, well, who knows, down the line they might make this sort of more readily available. But as I said, I still think availability, certainly here in the UK, was a bit of an issue for some people. But it is a great looking card. So all we've got to do is get the figure out of the bubble. I almost don't want to do this, actually removing a figure from an unpunched card, but let's have a look at the figure. Okay, so I've removed it from the packaging, and I have to say, listen, I do obviously love a lot of these clone type troopers, but I have to say this figure, having never had the original, has and I believe it is pretty much a straight repack, because some of the articulation, which we'll have a look at, is probably not quite up to some of what we have been getting with some of the latest releases. But in terms of the look of this figure, let's see if I can scale in a little bit there. I mean, the attention to detail is just absolutely amazing, stunning. I love that sort of the look that he's got with the sort of the boots and the armor around the sort of the bottom of the feet, and essentially, I suppose, the shin guards and the knee pads, and the armor obviously around the sort of the thighs, around the sort of the wrists, the shoulders, everywhere. I mean, it is just a stunning looking figure. The colouring obviously is very, very strong and quite striking. So you've got obviously a nice mixture of the sort of the white and the grey. And I suppose you'd almost class that as a darker orange, possibly. And as you see him there on the spinner, he's obviously sort of holding that really heavy blaster, which is fantastic. But this is an awesome looking figure. So let's just have a look at him in a little bit more detail. Okay, so here we have him a little bit more obviously static. One of the nice things, although the hole for the peg was actually at the front of the foot, it did fit on the stand relatively nicely. The figure itself comes with I think it's the 3 accessories, which we'll have a look at. So you've got that heavy blaster, which I've put in his hands. He's got like a sort of a pistol, and he also comes with some sort of knife, which I'm not quite sure whether we've had any other figures with that type of accessory. Again, if anybody wants to elaborate or let me know and educate me on that, please comment in the comment section. But this is just simply a stunning looking figure. So from the back, just great attention to detail, great weathering, great colouring. Well, I'll say the weathering's not brilliant, but it doesn't need to, because the colouring is so vibrant and so strong on this figure. So let's just have a look a little quickly. I'll remove that blaster. So in terms of articulation, he's got articulation at the shoulders, articulation at the elbows, articulation at the wrists. He doesn't have the hinge wrist, which is why I said, this is obviously just a straight repack, so they haven't included that, but articulation sort of at the chest, articulation at the knees and at the ankles. So fully articulated, as you would expect in the modern vintage collection. And the actual figure, the head sculpt, obviously the helmet is completely removable, and yeah, nice paint apps on that. I seem to have got one without any major issues, so very, very impressed with that. I suppose the one thing that you could say is when you look at it with the helmet off, you could probably say the head looks very, very small. You could argue that actually it's probably about right if you think that there's a figure inside and that all of that body armor is on the outside. So, but again, it's open to discussion, that, isn't it? But this is a stunning looking figure. So let's have a look at these other accessories. Okay, so as I said, the other accessory it comes with is this sort of knife. No real attention to detail in terms of additional colouring. It's just obviously made from the black plastic. But it seems relatively sturdy, which is nice. The pistol, again, that's actually quite a decent plastic. It doesn't feel too soft like we have been getting with more of the latest vintage. But then again, maybe just because this is sort of cast from a re-release or a reissue, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. And again, the heavy blaster, the actual main part of the blaster is very, very solid. This piece here is a little bit, not flimsy, but it, you know, it's weaker obviously because it's so much smaller. But overall, I have to say this is, let's pop that helmet back on and just drop the accessories in there beside him. This is a stunning looking figure, and if you guys love the clones and you know you do love your troopers, or you want to do any arm building, I would personally, certainly for me, I'd say highly recommend this. It's a stunning looking figure. So I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, please hit the like button and subscribe. There'll be plenty more videos coming. If you've got any questions, or you want to answer some of my comments in there, questions which I was unsure of, please do, and I'll come back to you as soon as possible. But I hope you enjoy the video. Thanks for watching. Bye.